चलना है। Teacher Haris Bhatt and you are seeing my YouTube channel and accounting with Sir Haris. Today we are going to solve a question from O-level accounting, and this question is basically from we have to prepare the statement of profit and loss, income statement, and statement of financial position. We have been given the trial balance in the question. Purchases, sales, machinery, and trial balance is given. Ending inventory is given, and we have to prepare the income statement and statement of financial position. Before going into this, we need to learn that return inward or sales return is subtracted from sales, and return outward, which is known as purchase return, is subtracted from purchases. Then carriage inward is a direct expense. It is added in purchases. Why? Carriage inward is basically the freight inward. जो आप किराया अदा करते हैं चीजों को फैक्ट्री में लाने के लिए, तो परचेजेस का ही हिस्सा होता है, इसलिए परचेज में ऐड हो जाते हैं. Then carriage outward is an indirect expense because it is incurred to deliver the goods to the factory. It is an indirect expense and it is written under the heading of expenses. Right? So carriage outward is an indirect expense. It is written under expenses. So now we have to prepare the income statement, which I'm going to prepare in front of you. Income statement, we इसको statement of profit and loss भी कहते हैं. It is one and the same thing. Okay. So now we are going to have two columns or three columns like this. And we will start the income statement from sales. Sales or revenue, that is one and the same thing. So let's see in the question. Sales are given. Always remember that purchases are given on the debit side and sales are given on the credit side. You already knew that purchases are always debited and sales are always credited. So sales are basically 4,90,000. So I'm going to write here 4,90,000. Sir, why you are writing it in the inner column? Because of the reason that we have sales return given in the question, which is known as return inward. Return inward means sales return. It means that is not the part of sale. It has been returned back to us. So it needs to be subtracted from sale, which is 11,500. So I will write here less sales return. And I will write here 11,500. And that is going to be subtracted from sales. So I will write here this much. 4,90,000 minus 11,500. So that is going to be 478,500, which I am going to write in the outer column because that is the amount of net sales I am having. So that is 478,500. That is the net sales. Now, from sales or revenue, we know that we used to subtract less cost of sales, right? And cost of sales includes which things? It includes opening inventory. Then we will add purchases. Yesterday we did that. And out of purchases, we need to subtract purchases return or return outward. So out of purchases, we need to subtract purchases return. So I will write here less. In this question, we have not been given purchases return, rather the name is return outward. So we can use return outward also. One and the same thing. So let's see what is the amount of opening inventory. This is stock at 1st January 2011. This is opening inventory 65600. So I will write here opening inventory in the inner column 65600. Add purchases. Let's see what is the amount of purchases. Purchases are given.
Sir, आपकी से आवाज कटी है.
Purchases are given here. That is 2,40,000. So I will write here purchases 2,40,000. थोड़ी आवाज कटती है बेटा, कोई बात नहीं. Purchases is 2,40,000 and I have taken that amount from here. Purchases on the debit side 2,40,000. Then I will subtract return outward from purchases, and return outward is purchases return. It is written here. Return outward. Purchases हमेशा debit होती हैं, return outward हमेशा purchases return credit होती हैं. Amount कितनी है? 7,650. Purchases return means that is not a part of purchases. So we need to subtract purchases return from purchases. So I will use the bracket symbol because bracket means that we are subtracting it. So return outward will be subtracted. Then carriage inward is also given in the question, which is an expense, but it is the expense with purchases. So it will be added in purchases. So carriage inward is 2300. So I will add carriage inward here. Add carriage inward, and that is 2300, because it is basically incurred to bring the goods into the factory. And less, I am going to less the closing inventory. So closing inventory will be subtracted, and it is given under the trial balance. Closing inventory is always given under the trial balance 8850. I will subtract here closing inventory Mahad 8850. And now the answer of this will be written on the next part, because that is the answer of the cost of sales. So let me calculate it. 65600 opening inventory plus 2,40,000 purchases minus 7650 purchase return, add carriage inward plus 2300 and minus closing inventory minus 8850. So the answer is 291,400. So I will write here 291,400. So I will subtract cost of sales from sales to find the gross profit. This is also known as factory का account भी कहते हैं इसको आप, और डायरेक्ट सेल से डायरेक्ट परचेजेस कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल माइनस करके आपका प्रॉफिट आ जाता है. इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज डायरेक्ट प्रॉफिट. 478,500 minus 291,400. So the answer is 187,100. Okay, now I am going to subtract expenses from this. Expenses P&S. Okay, let's subtract expenses. Expenses are, there are so many expenses given in the question. Let's see. The first expense I'm going to write, that is going to be carriage outward. Carriage outward means the carriage you have paid to deliver the goods to the outlet. It is not incurred in the factory. It is incurred चीजों को आउटलेट पे बेचने के लिए जो आपने किराया अदा किया उसे कहते हैं carriage outward. It will come under the heading of expenses and the amount is 3150. So I will write here. First, I will write the expenses carriage outward, and that is 3150. Now I can write all the expenses, whatever is there. Return outward is known as purchases return actually. So those goods which has been purchased but now are returned, that is not a part of purchases. So it has to be subtracted actually from purchases, because it is added in purchases but it has been returned. So we have to subtract that, क्योंकि वो असल में purchases नहीं है. Next expenses are rent, insurance, salaries, bad debts. Let me write it down. So I will write here rent, insurance, salaries, bad debts. Sir, what is bad debts? Bad means बुरा, debts means कर्जे. Those trade receivables जिनसे पैसे लेने थे आपने, who shows their incapacity to make the payment, they are known as bad debts. Those trade receivables who are unable to make the payment on the due date or has become insolvent, bankrupt हो गए, पैसे मिल ही नहीं सकते, हमें नुकसान हो गया उसका, वो bad debts हो गए हमारे. That's why we will write it under the heading of expenses. So let's see, rent 35,000, insurance 22,500, salary 62,000, and bad debts are 5,200. So rent 35,000, 22,500 salary. Sorry, insurance. Salaries are 62,000 and bad debts are 5,200, if I'm not wrong. Let me check. Yeah. Now I'm going to go for the total of this expenses, and these expenses are subtracted from gross profit to find the profit for the year. And then question will not complete. Then we have to prepare the statement of financial position also. Yes, we have to prepare the financial position also, which is balance sheet actually. Gross profit we have calculated because it is going to be added in capital in the statement of financial position. So first, let's go for the total of the expenses. All expenses का total हम करेंगे. Bad debts क्या होते हैं? Debts होता है कर्जे, bad होता है बुरे. वो ट्रेड रिसीवेबल जिन्होंने आपको पैसे देने से इनकार कर दिए, तो हमें वो नुकसान हो गया ना उनका. वो भाग गए हैं, मर गए हैं, या बैंकरप्ट हो गए हैं, या दे ही नहीं सकते पैसे, वी आर गोइंग टू फेस ए लॉस. So 3150 plus 35,000 plus 22,500 plus 62,000 or plus 5,200 is going to be 127,850. Now I will subtract out of gross profit. I am going to subtract the total of expenses and I will find the profit for the year, which is 59250. 59250. So that is going to be the profit for the year. And this is how we have prepared our income statement. क्वेश्चन में दिए होंगे बेटा. We have to prepare the income statement or statement of profit and loss. बेटा सब कुछ क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है. Carriage outward expenses are given, rent expenses given, insurance is given, salaries are given, bad debts are also given 5,200. I am all taking the amounts from this trial balance actually. Okay. Next, we have to prepare the statement of financial position again from the same form, from the same data. Statement of financial position is basically the balance sheet. So let's prepare the statement of financial position. And you will find this question every time in your paper carrying 25 marks. So the statement of financial position will start from non-current assets. Why, sir? Because statement of financial position is the same as accounting equation. An accounting equation says that assets equal to capital plus liabilities. But assets, we have two types of assets, non-current assets and current assets. So we have to write both non-current and current assets in the question, in the statement of financial position, because it is given in the question. Let's see. Non-current assets first. Let's look for the non-current asset, that is machinery. It is a non-current asset, and equipment is also a non-current asset. So machinery is 1,80,000. Equipment is 85,000. So let me write it down. I will write here machinery 1,80,000 and equipment is going to be how much? Equipment is 85,000. So I will go for the total of this 1,80,000 and 85,000. So let's go for the total. The total will be written in the outer column. Actually, as I discussed with you, the outer column is not the debit and credit side. It is used to write the total of anything. If we have more amounts to be written under the heading of non-current asset or in any heading, we will write it in the inner column and then total will be written in the outer column. So that is 265,000 is the amount of non-current assets. After non-current assets, we need to write the current assets. Non-current assets are those assets which are not expected to be converted into cash within 1 year, which are used for more than 1 year, which are not for resale purpose, machinery, building, plant and machinery, equipment, motor vehicle. These are all non-current assets. For current assets, which can be converted into cash, the first one is closing inventory. Closing inventory, remember that closing inventory is going to have two effects. It is subtracted from cost of sales, like here, and it will also come under current asset section. It has two effects. It will be subtracted in the income statement from cost of sales, and it will also come under the heading of current assets because closing inventory is a current asset. Why, sir? Because we are going to utilize this closing inventory in the next year because it is available. Now I am going to write the account receivable or trade receivable, also known as debtors. वो लोग जिनसे आपने पैसे लेने हैं वो भी करंट एसेट है आपका. So debtors or account receivables are given and that is an asset. That is why it has written on the debit side 65,700. So I will write here 65,700. Then any other current asset? Yes, bank and cash. Cash is also current asset and bank is also current asset. Both are written together 42750. So I will write here bank and cash 42750. No more current assets are given in the question. So I will go for the total of the current assets, like here. And then I will go for the total assets, including non-current and current assets. So let me write it down. 8850 plus 65,700 plus 42750. That is going to be 117,300. Now I will go for the total. 117,300 plus 265,000, 382,300. 382,300 is going to be the total assets. I will write here. Now I'm going to write the capital and equity and liabilities. You can write it down like here. Equity and liabilities, or you can say capital and liabilities. That is one and the same thing. So first of all, in equity and liabilities, I have to write the capital. So let me write capital. We start equity from capital. Let's see, capital is given in the question. Yeah, it is given. Capital is always having a credit balance. That is why it is written on the credit side, 327,450. So I will take the amount from the question. And I will write here 327,450. I will add profit into capital. Why sir? Profit किसको मिलना है बेटा? कारोबार के मालिक को. मतलब प्रॉफिट हम उसके कैपिटल में ऐड कर देते हैं जो हमने यहाँ निकाला है. ये निकाला बेटा, बिल्कुल निकाला है. ये रहा, ये यहाँ ऐड हो जाएगा, which is 59,250. So 59,250. And then I will subtract less drawings will be subtracted. Why sir? Drawing means amount withdrawn by the owner for his personal use. That is subtracted from capital. It is a contra capital account. Drawings capital को खा जाती हैं, कम कर देती हैं. ड्रॉइंग्स दी हुई है आपको कैपिटल के साथ ही 33900 की, क्योंकि ये पैसा उसने अपने जाती इस्तेमाल के लिए बिजनेस से निकलवाया है. ये बिजनेस का एक्सपेंस नहीं है, लिहाजा ये उसके पैसों में से it is will be subtracted from the owner's own money, which is basically the capital. So let's calculate the amount. 327,450 plus 59,250 minus 33900. So this will be 352,800. This is going to be 352,800. Now I will write the non-current liability section. In non-current liabilities, we are supposed to write bank loan, long-term loan, mortgage loan. But in this question, there is no non-current liability given in the question. So I will move forward and I will write the current liabilities now. Right? It is possible that we would have been given non-current liability, bank loan, but because it is not given, that's why I have just written it for the understanding purpose. Though okay, I don't need to write that, क्योंकि non-current liabilities तो कहा ही नहीं, लेकिन मैंने समझाने के लिए लिखा है ताकि अगर हो तो आप लिख सकें बैंक लोन वगैरह. फिर आती है करंट लाइबिलिटीज, वो लाइबिलिटीज जो आपने विद इन ईयर एक साल में पे करनी है. इसमें आपका सबसे पहले क्या आता है बेटा? अकाउंट पेबल. ठीक है, अकाउंट पेबल जिसको हम क्रेडिटर्स भी बोलते हैं, लेकिन हम अकाउंट पेबल का वर्ड ही यूज करते हैं. अकाउंट पेबल हमें कितने दिए हैं? अगर आप देखें, क्रेडिटर्स, डेटर्स एंड क्रेडिटर्स दे आर रिटन कंबाइंड. Debit side, the amount is trade receivables 65,700, and the credit side, the amount is trade payable 29500. So because there is no other amount of trade payables, sorry, current liabilities, so I will write the amount directly in the outer column. क्योंकि और की amount थी ही नहीं. Now I will go for the total. That is going to be 352,800 and 29500. That is 382,300, and that is going to be the total equity and liabilities. So our answer, we have got the answer, total equity and liabilities. This is how we are done with this question. So now you can ask any point if you want to. We have prepared the income statement, the statement of profit and loss, and we have prepared the statement of financial position, the balance sheet also. And definitely the balance sheet are equal. because assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. So total assets is given and this is equal to equity and liabilities. So our answers have become equal and they completely are equal to each other. So this is how we are done with the question. This is the question which is just in front of you. You can any problem you can ask me. This is it. I just want this particular question to be solved in front of you, and that's why I have done that. You can take the picture, you can take the question also, whatever is feasible to you, you can have it with you. I can also share the picture in the group for you so that you might find it easy. Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. That's it. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. Again, we will do the same question. Another question we will do of the same type because we know that this question will come in the paper almost every time. Okay.